शुद्धो बुद्धो विमुक्तः श्रुतिशिखरगिरां मुख्यतात्पर्य भूमिः यस्माज्जातं समस्तं जगदिदममृताद्व्याप्य सर्वं स्थितो यः यस्यांशांशावतारैः सुरनरवनजैर्रक्षितं सर्वमेतद् तं भूमानं मुकुन्दं हृदिगतममलं कृष्णमेव प्रपद्ये तं भूमानं मुकुन्दं हृदिगतममलं कृष्णमेव प्रपद्ये मदीय हृदयाकाशे सदानन्दमयो गुरुः उदेतु सततं सम्यग् स्वात्मानन्द प्रबोधकः। हरि 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 ओम तत्सत्। जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु। We shall as usual recite 3 times jointly Omkara. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and heart and join me. But have the sankalpa, the creative thought in you, that our joint recitation should spread upon the whole earth, showering its benedictions on all creatures thriving on the earth. Let the mind expand. Mind alone can expand, not the body, not the senses. In human life, the only part of our personality which is supposed to be functional and more beneficially, fulfillingly, that is the inner personality, the mind, intelligence and ego. When are you going to understand, accept and act upon this revelation? Hari, Hari. Three are over, is it not? Huh? Two. I would like you to recite this shloka wherever I take Bhagavad Gita for the discussion. I recite this and all our viewers, they start reproducing it. Karpanya dosho bahata स्वभावः कार्पण्य दोषो बहत स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
शिष्यस्तेऽहं
शिष्यस्तेऽहं
शाधि मां
शाधि मां
त्वां प्रपन्नम्
त्वां प्रपन्नम्
शिष्यस्तेऽहं
शिष्यस्तेऽहं
शाधि मां
शाधि मां
त्वां प्रपन्नम्
त्वां प्रपन्नम्
I have been speaking on Bhagavad Gita for the past 60 odd years. Everywhere I speak, the evening session will be invariably Bhagavad Gita. In the morning session alone, we take up Upanishads and some other texts. Uddhava Gita is actually another Gita which Sri Krishna delivered to Uddhava, his chosen devotee, the best devotee of Krishna. He was also his counselor. This took place in the Dwaraka palace. Krishna was sitting leisurely in his palace. At that time, Uddhava went to him and there was a leisurely conversation between them. That dialogue consists of 1000 Sanskrit verses, whereas this is only 700. Understand the difference? There the question is entirely different. This Warfield dialogue deals with activity, interaction, and how to empower, enable, and lead it properly. There it is a state of withdrawal. Krishna had already become 125 years old, a little more. Correspondingly, Uddhava also had grown in age. So the time has come for Krishna to depart. Then Uddhava was seeking, what shall I do? I cannot live in separation from you at all. So Krishna said, now your problem is to leave me. I ask you to leave me when I am living. So it is my problem to bear your separation. See how Krishna puts forward. And he said, you leave. Normally Uddhava will simply do what Krishna said. No second thought. But he found that he was unable to do. So he said, I am not able to leave because of my clingings, very strong clingings in the mind. I have a wrong identity with this body. I say, I am this body, and so many things belonging to the body I consider mine. So these two should be extricated from me. Give me an efficient instruction. There is no instructor like you anywhere in the universe. This is how it began. And Krishna instructed him in such a manner that Uddhava simply left. Though with tearful eyes, he only wanted Krishna's sandals, which he put on his head. And turning back, he was walking towards Badarikashrama. Krishna wanted him to live between the Nara and Narayana mountains, bathing in the Alakananda river and enjoying the cool breeze of the Himalayas. He said, never think about death or birth. The passage of time brings about everything. So at one time your body was born. Now it is still living. There will come a time in the passage of time when the body will also fall. You have nothing to do there. It is a handiwork of time, the passage of time. It's a wonderful dialogue. This Bhagavad Gita dialogue is for all. We are all living in this world and we are active and interactive. If there is any problem, it is a problem caused by our activity and interaction. So you can say this is an interactional message. That is why I told you, administrative treasure trove is the description we have given in the book which I wrote late. We have two epics, I said. One is Ramayana, describing the sweet brotherhood of Dasharatha's sons, born of three mothers. Here it is an absolutely strained relationship. Dhritarashtra and Pandu were brothers, biologically born to Vyasadeva. Pandu had 5 sons. Dhritarashtra had altogether 101 children, 100 sons. Duryodhana was the leader in the larger group. He was extremely wicked, very sinful, treacherously so. So the larger number proved to be wicked. The smaller number deliberately chose to be virtuous. And they were unshaken in their vow, in their commitment, in their dedication, in their exclusiveness. Are you with me? What does it prove? It proves to you the human mind is capable of rising to these dimensions. Never say you are weak. Never say, oh, nahi hoga. Then do you want me to call the dog or the monkey? What is it that you cannot? Everything reasonable and rational and harmonious can be. The Mahabharata war was an unprecedented war. It was a continental war. It was a continental war, not an inter-kingdom war. When British East India Company set its foot on India, the whole process started. At the time we got independence in 1947, I don't know whether you know, there were 600 kingdoms in India. So what should have been the number of kingdoms and kings when East India Company came over to the land? So there used to be inter-kingdom fights regularly. Every king, good king, valorous king, powerful king, resourceful king, wanted to be an emperor. That means he should vanquish the other kings. So there used to be fights. And in all these fights, tell me who died? Men died or women died? So our Kshatriya community always had lesser number of men and more number of women. So there was a system that was evolved judiciously that whenever a Kshatriya, a man, whichever woman comes and seeks his hand, he cannot refuse. And they were allowed polygamy, many wives. It was a necessity. That is the only community which is allowed many wives. So there used to be fight and fight and fight. But all of them were inter-kingdom fights. Here was a Mahabharata war, a continental war, where many kingdoms participated, even outside the present boundary of India. That is why I call it a continental war. 4.5 million warriors were there. It all started with a single individual. Even now it is so. International wars are fought primarily because of two individuals. Call him the Prime Minister or the President or by any other name. In his mind he feels, and that is then translated by the country, by the other country, etc. Mind is always individualistic. It is not collective. So every thought, every desire, every ambition, every aspiration, the opposites also, everything arises in the individual human mind. Then it is shared by and with others. Then it becomes collective. So it started with Duryodhana. And it started infecting many, many people. Finally, when the Mahabharata war happened to be, then you know what happened? Duryodhana had the larger number. Out of 18 Akshaunis, 11 by 18 were his. And Pandavas had only 7 by 18. Can you imagine? An individual, his mind, the mind's pulsations, capturing and overwhelming a whole continent. We know of something similar during the case of Hitler. I can understand one person becoming a Hitler. How is it that so many others favored him and followed him? So at one point of time, I think the human beings are like sheep. They simply follow. They don't think. That trouble is there. Dhritarashtra divided the kingdom. And the desert portion of Hastinapura, it was given to Pandavas. They strove very hard and became very prosperous. That prosperity Duryodhana was not able to tolerate. So he wanted to take away the prosperity. Dhritarashtra had a weakness for the game dice. Because of this weakness, Shaguni prevailed upon Duryodhana to invite him for a game, royal game. And he came. In the game, deceitfully, everything was managed by Shaguni and Duryodhana, and the whole kingdom was taken away. They staked one after Yudhishthira staked one after the other. Pandavas were sent to the forest for a 12-year exile. Following that, they were to live in the Indian subcontinent undetected for 1 year. If they were detected, they would have to go on exile again for 12 years, like this. When they came back and asked for the kingdom, he said, "No, I will not give. Fight and get it back." Yudhishthira was unwilling to cause so much of huge bloodshed. Then he said, "My dear Krishna, somehow we should avoid bloodshed. Whom can I send except you as an ambassador to bring about a pact with Duryodhana? There are elderly people there, not alone Duryodhana. So please go and represent our cause and let us avoid bloodshed." Krishna said, "Whatever you want, my dear brother, I will follow. But don't have any hope. Duryodhana has no regard for the society. He has no regard for values, dharma also. Therefore, whatever I persuasively speak, he may not heed. Nevertheless, I shall go. But I am concerned about your safety," he said. "Don't worry about it. When I become angry, the whole earth cannot face me." Asked Daruga to fill very powerful and sharp arrows and select the best of horses. And he went. Krishna represented the views of Yudhishthira and the brothers and the others. Finally, he spoke persuasively. There was no effect. Then Krishna decided upon the date of war and then came back. It is that war that was becoming a reality in Kurukshetra. Both the armies came there. They wore their uniforms and identity marks. A charter of disciplines, do's and don'ts, were prepared and signed by both the armies, and everything was set ready. Duryodhana observed the army, and suddenly he got panicky. So he rushed to Drona, his teacher. But Bhishma was the commander-in-chief. Are you following me? Are you interested in listening to all this? Bhishma was the commander-in-chief, grandfather also, elder to everybody. So he should have discussed whatever problem he had or fears he had with the grandfather. But he did not do it. He bypassed the commander-in-chief, went to Drona and started speaking in a very disobedient and indecent manner. Look at the huge army. It became huge. Actually, it was small. The Dharmakshetra. What? What is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita? Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. Say. It was a field where their ancestor Kuru had performed prolonged austerity. And the effect of austerity had made the land very holy in the whole atmosphere and in the effect it would produce. It was in that field that the descendants fought. What more do you want? The world is revolving like a wheel. The spokes will go up, come down like this. You cannot stop it. It will go on turning up and down, up and down, up and down. So it was Dharmakshetra, that field. So the larger army, though he was frightened by the smaller army. So he went on speaking in a very indecent manner, and the talk progressed, and this man was not stopping. So Bhishma wanted to stop Duryodhana. So he roared like a lion and blew his conch. This was the beginning of the war cries. When Bhishma, the commander-in-chief, blew the conch, what should happen? The commander-in-chief on the opposite side should also reciprocate. Drishtadyumna did not do anything. He felt, I am nobody before this grandfather. Great, invincible hero. Finding that nobody raised anything, Krishna took his Panchajanya and blew. He had come on a promise that I will not wield any weapon. I will not wield any weapon or directly participate in the war, which he did not, but he blew the conch. Following that, the Pandavas all blew, and it was all conch and conch and conch alone. That conch sound terrified the minds and hearts of the Duryodhanas. See the effect of Dharmakshetra. War cries had been raised. Now everybody was ready to discharge arrows. Krishna every time wanted to ensure that no step in war should be taken by Pandavas first. They can only respond and reciprocate. So he reciprocated. Bhishma began. Duryodhana's side was over. Now here on this side, Arjuna, he suddenly felt that I should examine the army fairly well. Before deciding upon my strategy for the war. So he gave a tall order. Dhanurudyamya Pandavaha. Lifting his Gandiva bow, which makes him powerful and invincible, he said, Krishna, drive my chariot right up front. Station it in a suitable point so that I will be able to examine both the armies. Krishna smiled. The first time I am getting an order from my friend. There was no other time at all. Every time Arjuna was friendly, but not ordering, commanding. So he commanded him. He instantly whipped the horses and took them. Stopped the chariot right in front of Bhishma and Drona. You know why? He knew that Arjuna had a hollowness in his heart. He was powerful. He was mighty. He had Gandiva. He had Pashupadastra. All these go and touch up to the body. But what is within? We have a complex mind. We have a very, very sharp intelligence to manage these, to tame them on the one hand and sharpen them, equip, enrich and empower them. That is an altogether different art and process. My dear friend lacks this. So I want to make him understand that this is such a tremendous war, unprecedented, that mere by the strength of his body and weapon, he cannot win it. He requires something more. So feeling in this manner, he took the chariot and stopped it in front of Bhishma and Drona and said, Bhishma Drona Prabhukhataha Uvaja Partha Pashyaitan Samavedan Kuruni. Bhishma, Drona, Kripa and others, all of them are there. Now you see to your own heart's content, which is the army, who are the leaders. Are you equipped to fight with all of them? Do you have the resources? Do you have the confidence? Do you have the insight to fight with your own elderly people? To fight your teacher, your grandfather? Arjuna surveyed the army and suddenly everything happened. I would like to read these verses. Would you like to hear? It will be projected also. Start. Eva mukto Hrishikesho Gudakeshena Bharata Senayorubhayor madhye Sthavayitva Rathottamam Bhishmadrona Pramukhataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshidam Uvaja Partha Pashyaidan Samavedan Kurunidhi. All the Kauravas are assembled here. See them to the heart's content. Then what happened? Tatra pasyastidan partha pitrunatha pitamahan acharyan madulan bhradran putran pahutram sakhim statha shushiran suhridaschaiva senayorubhayoravi tan samikshya sakaundeyaha sarvan bandhunavastidan. Oh, what is this? I find here arrayed all my relatives on both the sides. Brothers-in-law, uncles-in-law, so many people, all of them. seeing all of them arrayed against me and also on my side. Kripaya paraya vishto vishidan nidamabravit. Shall I tell you? Kripaya paraya vishto. He was overpowered by sympathy. Vishidan nidamabravit. Grief-stricken, he started speaking. Drishtve swajanam Krishna yuyutsum samubhastidam. You know why I am explaining this? Our subject is sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. What? What is the first word? Sarva. 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 Say that. Sarva bhūta hitē. Sarva bhūta hitē. Ratāha. Sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. My dear souls, every one of you will have to be like this. If you start thinking that I am an individual, a member of my family, I will never think of anybody beyond. You are not a human at all. Animals are better. You are a disgrace to the human community. Everywhere, whenever you speak, whenever you think, whenever you act, let the welfare of the whole world be in your heart. Even in our actual life, are we not connected with the others? What is the dress that you wear? What is the food that you eat? How is the house in which you are living made? Is it all your own individual creation? Where are you walking? What are the roads? To whom do they belong? An individual is born as a member of the family, but the individual constitutes the family, and the family is a societal segment. Such segments together form the nation, and the nations put together become the globe. And in the entire globe, global citizens are all born in the families. All these are concentric circles. Your family is the shortest. The societal segment is the bigger. The nation is still bigger. The globe is, so far as we are concerned, biggest we can say. It is the same individual that is a global citizen. I always ask the people in my friend, when a child is born, rear the child with a global dimension to grow in his mind and heart. You are born to me biologically, but my dear child, you are a citizen of the country. You are a citizen of the world. What prevents you from saying this? Is it a fact or is it a fiction? Huh? Are you aware of it? Huh? Yes. Shall I say I am happy? I think you are speaking lies. None of you is aware of it. Because this will constantly radiate from you in your speech, in your thoughts, in your actions. You will never say, I have done something for me. All my life, all my acts are a contribution to the welfare of the whole globe. Whatever you do, where are you studying? In a school or a college? Set up by whom? Where from you have education? Everywhere you will find that societalness, the socialness, the societalness constantly encircling you. That sarva feeling should be one. Here, what is it that Arjuna said? Drishtve swajanam Krishna. What? Drishtve swajanam Krishna. My dear Krishna, seeing this swajana, my relative, That is where the sarva, bhūta, hitē, ratāha becomes relevant. Arjuna had a constricted view, a narrow view, a bodily perception, not even a mental, intellectual or a spiritual perception. Because all these are my blood relations. Yuyutsum samupasthitam. All of them have come to fight. Did Arjuna invite them? Huh? Why are you feeble in answering me? Every fighter has come with his own individual resolve to fight and kill the enemy or get killed and fall in the battlefield. In such a war, where is the necessity or where is the occasion to take a personal parochial view? Answer me. He did not have that larger dimension, my dear souls. Poor Arjuna, physically strong, heroic, valorous, mighty, also as a Gandiva. And you know what happened? The Gandiva slipped from his hand. He was unable to hold. The whole body trembled. The mind started whirling. The intelligence said, don't fight this war. It is sinful. It will send you to hell. What is there for Arjuna to derive help from? Sidandi mamagatrani mukham cha parishusyadi vepaduscha sharire me romaharshascha jayade gandivam sramsade hastat tvakchaiva paridahyade. My whole body is scorching me. It is burning. Nacha shaknomyavastadum. I am not able to stand. Brahmadiva cha me manaha. My mind is whirling like a whirlwind. Nacha shaknomyavastadum. Brahmadiva cha me manaha. Nimittani cha pashyami. Viparidani keshava. I am seeing destructive omens. Najashreyo nupashyami hatva swajanamahave. By killing my own blood relations, I am not going to achieve anything great and glorious at all. Arjuna had also read Shastras. He is initially giving a Gita to Krishna. We generally don't speak about it. Using all his wisdom, all his knowledge, he says, Na kangshe vijayam Krishna, na cha rajyam sukhanija, kim no rajyena govinda, kim bhogair jividena va. When somebody dear and near dies, especially young, our house people also start lamenting like this. What is life now? My dear one has gone. They will cry and weep, but still eat more after that. Na kangshe vijayam Krishna. I don't want victory, my dear Krishna. Na cha rajyam sukhanija. I don't want my kingdom. I don't want comforts and happiness. Kim no rajyena govinda. Of what use is the kingdom? Bhogaihi jividena va. Of sensory delights. Of what use are they? Even life I am not interested. Etannahantu michhami ghnatopi madhusudana avitrahilokya rajyasya hedo kimnu mahi gride. I don't want to kill any one of them. Even for the 3 worlds, I am not going to. Then for the sake of a small kingdom, will I ever be? No. Yadyapedena pashyandi lobho bhagata chetasaha kulakshaya kritam dosham mitradrohe cha patagam katham na jneyamasmabhi pabadasman nivartidum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyadbhirjanardana. Do you feel interested in listening to? See, this is what happens with everyone. That constricted, constricted, selfish. This one factor, selfishness, it never vacates our mind and heart. We are born in a family. When a woman gives birth to a child, instantly she assumes the position of mother. She should feel this is the way all children are born in all houses. So my motherhood actually is not an individual motherhood of my child. It must reflect the motherhood of the whole world. It is an expansion that nature and God have given to you. But do our mothers think so? I know that you have no answer. It is the constriction we are suffering from. This is to be replaced by sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. Arjuna's trouble was that he was not able to have a larger mind, a universal comprehension, perception, point of view. I don't want to kill these people, even if I get killed in the process. Maybe out of greed, they are not able to see the evil in what they do. The entire dynasty is going to be destroyed. Killing friends is sinful. Even if they don't know the crime, why not we who know the crime behave properly, Krishna? I don't think you are able to evaluate the talk. Arjuna tells Krishna, he is saying, he is advising him. Katham najneyam asmabhi pābādasmān nivartidam. This is a great sin, huge sin, colossal sin. Should we not recoil from it? Kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyadbhir janardana. And he finally summarizes, Aho badamahatpāpam kartum vyavasidāvayam. He uses the word vayam, not I. My dear Krishna, including you, we are out to commit a great colossal sin. Yad rajya sukhalobhena hantum swajanam udyataha. And the reason for our effort to kill all these people is rajya sukhalobhena, because of the greed for gaining back the kingdom and enjoying the royal bounties. Hantum swajanam udyataha. We are out to kill our own blood relations. Yadimam apradīkāram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartara ashtrarane hanyu tanme kshemataram bhaved. Krishna, I am going to stand here. My weapons I have already thrown away. I will remain here. If the enemies hit me and I lose my prana, that will be greater welfare for me. This much Arjuna said. Eva muktva Arjuna sankhe rathopastha upavishad visarjya sasharam chapam shokasam vignamanasa. After having said this, leaving his weapons, he sat on the chariot. You must have the power of imagination. Can you imagine 4.5 million warriors having assembled in Kurukshetra? And there the most illustrious fighter, he says, I will not fight this war. All of us are going to commit a colossal sin. So I am going to drop my weapons. And I sat. For a hero to leave the weapons and sit on the chariot, unable to stand, tell me, is it ever imaginable? Had the world seen anything like this? Even now I think it has not seen. Now what I want to tell you is that all that Arjuna has argued is out of selfishness. He has only that individual, that crab-like thinking. He doesn't have. Suppose it was not relations, non-relations, then would we have said this? Huh? So where lies the mistake? This is why the sarva bhūta hitē, ratāha, becomes relevant. If your mind has to think of the welfare of all concerned, your ego should dissolve. The feeling that I am only the member of the family, I am not a member of the larger society, nation, and the globe. How many people are you thinking that I am a global citizen? My mind should constantly pulsate with the thoughts and welfare of all beings in this world. See, so many non-human beings are there. Every one of them is contributing something or there to the total solidarity of the earth, vegetation, etc. We don't know. So everything has its contribution. In our Ayurvedic scripture, it is mentioned that every plant upon the earth is a medicine. Similarly, everything becomes a food for one thing or the other. Are we not connected to all of them? Why not at least once in a day, in front of a lit lamp, you sit, close your eyes and then say, oh, I am connected to the entire world. I am not a disconnected individual tottering within the boundaries of a family. Why don't you think like that? Teach your children to close their eyes and sit at least for 15-20 minutes a day. You should also sit. We cannot physically expand to become the universal person. Our expansion is mental. Our expansion is intelligential. Our expansion is in our heart. Our expansion is in our spiritual presence within the body. To raise Arjuna from the mind to the universe, this is what Arjuna did. When you meditate and dissolve your ego, when you meditate and embrace broader and broader thoughts and aspirations, automatically you become universal. Universality will not come to you by eating more and more, by dressing more and more, by filling your almirah with larger, greater number of saris. No, it will not come. It is a graceful enrichment of the mind and heart. See how this heroic fighter was shedding tears and lamenting like this. Having come to the war front after 13 years of preparation, he fought with Lord Shiva, hit him at his chest, and Shiva was happy, rewarded him the Pashupadastra. With such great blessings and recognition, poor fellow comes here and in front of Krishna, he advises him. Nobody generally reads this portion. Even Shankaracharya has said, Arjuna was blabbering like any worldly man any time in the world. That is what he has said. That sarva bhūta feeling was Mahabharata war was fought only for Arjuna's sake, Yudhishthira's sake. People from how many kingdoms had sent their forces there? If all of them participated in a war, does not the war become a continental war? Huh? The interests of all people were involved there. It was their joint decision that Duryodhana's point of view, Duryodhana's greed and dominational thoughts should not be allowed. Even today I ask you a question. Can we allow terrorism in the world? So against terrorism, what is the act to be done? Can you go and prostrate before the terrorists and subdue them? Huh? What is it that you are saying? We must have a larger perception. Understand the complexity of nature. Nature consists of sattva-guna, rajoguna and tamoguna. As long as rajoguna and tamoguna are there, conflicts and contradictions would be there. There are people who want to fight. I hear that something like a bullfight is there. Poor bull is caught and a knife is inserted into the heart. Who asked them to do it? What heroism is there? But still, to see that, how many eyes are there? Huh? Dirty man. You cannot fight anybody else? Only a bull? As long as fighting tendencies are there, which are not within us, they are triggered by nature. And ammunition factories are there. Gun-making factories are there. What will be the outcome, you tell me? I don't know. You have to say. So can Duryodhana's greed be allowed? Now it is only restricted, so to say, within their dynasty. But when war came, it spread into the whole continent, went beyond it. So the problem was what? Treating the mind of Arjuna. For what? The troubles and torments it produces. You must have a good psychology, a good mind. That is the greatest wealth. A mind that is confident, a mind that is hopeful, a mind that is stable, a mind that will not desert you at any point of time in front of any hazard or adversity. We should know how to culture. Bhagavad Gita tells you in every verse something or the other to enrich, empower, elevate, expand and enlighten your inner personality. That is why it has become a world book of instruction. Now we go to the chapter 2. Sanjaya says, he is the narrator. Sanjaya narrates the whole of the message to Dhritarashtra, the blind king. Tam tatha kripaya vishtam ashrupurna akulekshanam vishidandamidam vakyam uvacha madhusudanaha. Tam tatha kripaya vishtam ashrupurna akulekshanam. See, Arjuna's eyes were full of tears. He is overpowered by sympathy and he is totally agitated, perplexed, unnerved and undone. And he starts lamenting, grieving. Vishidandamidam vakyam uvacha madhusudanaha. Up to this you have heard. Whenever there is a lamentation in a family, the people who go there, if they also start lamenting, will any benefit be had? So you must go there having something to impart to them to resolve their problem. Arjuna did not say anything, say, let us have some cool drinks. Pat his back. He didn't do anything like that. He analyzed the whole thing. See how the mind suffering from unduly disturbing emotions, how the mind has to be treated. Intelligence is the only agency which can act, work on the human mind. How many times shall I say this? Shall I say 1,000,000 times with 1,000,000 mouths? Intelligence is the only agency which can exert any influence over the mind. So what did Krishna do? Krishna started admonishing him. The other day I spoke that Krishna admonished him using 20 words, 32 letters, I said. So somebody from the group asked me, will you please tell me what are those words? I was very happy. Arjuna, what are you saying? Is war a one man wish or will? Can Arjuna fight alone the great war, win or lose? How many kingdoms their armies have assembled here? Krishna was treating the problem of the human mind. Every problem is sensed by the mind. The solution comes from the intelligence. Knowledge is the greatest persuasion, relief, confidence, everything for man. Don't think that money can do anything. Wealth can do anything. Even health can do anything. Everything ultimately becomes knowledge. When Krishna started treating Arjuna's mind and its problems, the effect was drastic. You know what Krishna said? Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupasthidam anarya justam aswargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. Beautiful analysis. I wish you are spending some time to understand this. Arjuna's mind is boiling with grief. His whole skin is getting scorched, he says. Kudastva kashmalamidam vishame samubhasthidam. Where from is this imbecility, unmanliness, this narrow-mindedness, my dear Arjuna? Where from have you picked it up, cooked it up? Vishame samupasthidam. You should have expressed in this manner before the commencement of the war, while you were in the forest for 12 years. Could you not have raised these things then? Do you think that all the people whom you want will come there? A war means a huge war. 4.5 million warriors have assembled. Anybody could come there. After the war cries have been raised, you are raising your point. What is the propriety in what you do? Vishame samupasthidam. This moment is the most inappropriate moment in which you have started expressing in this manner. Anarya justam. This is not favored and adored by great and noble people. Aswargyam. It cannot lead to the heavens. Akirtikaram Arjuna. This will bring ill fame for you. Klaibyam masmagamah partha. Do not undergo, do not be a victim to this kind of unmanliness. Naidatvai upapadyade. Out of all the 5 brothers, particularly you, it does not behove you to lament like this. Kshudram hridayada urbalyam. This kind of a weakness of the heart is actually something very trifling, not adorable or esteemed. Tyaktva uttishta parantapa. Abandon it. Get up. O scorcher of your foes, he says. I think the world experts should analyze these words. Psychologically, they are of great value. Every word is beaming with enthusiasm, vigor, exhortation, power, drive, persuasion, compulsion. Klaibyam asmagamah partha naidatvai upapadyade Kshudram hridayada urbalyam tyaktvottishta parantapa. Bhagavad Gita is a yoga shastra. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. It is a yoga shastra. Every chapter is named after a yoga. The first chapter is Vishada Yoga, grief yoga. Grief. Whenever you are aggrieved, you can practice Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna started grieving. He expressed it before Krishna. Thank God. Krishna was able to treat it properly. Nothing else but his Vishada, grief. That is what took him to the abode, the pedestal of the self. Whenever you are aggrieved, that is the time you can reflect upon the self. Don't be afraid of grieving. Let there be enough of grief. As much as it is, so much we will treat it also. Only when a problem is there, we can think of resolving it. The mind produces grief. The intelligence resolves it with panacea. What are you saying? Your body, mind, intelligence or the soul, not created by biological father and mother. Do you understand what I say? Your personality, shaped in the mother's womb. The mother and father have no role in it at all. The fetus evolved it all by itself. The hands of nature shaped everything in the body. So we are divine, we are godly, we are spiritual. We are not inert Panchabhutas. We are the inner presence which animates and activates the Panchabhutas. We are greater than the earth, greater than water, greater than air, greater than fire and space. Mind you, you are a human. You are not an elephant or a lion or a rhinoceros. A human rebels in intelligence, in knowledge. Our knowledge tells us that we are divine. We carry God in our system. And nothing can subdue us in this world. War or no war, poverty or riches, privation, destitution. Nothing can touch us. We have got a deep personality which is beyond the Panchakoshas. So leave everything and get up, he said. You know, these words went deep into the mind of Arjuna, and all the tears stopped. Krishna, I agree. I understand. I will not raise a single word on sympathy. My constricted ego seems to be melting. Thank you for what you have spoken. This is something I lost sight of completely. I never thought about it. A heroic fighter like me should beam with further and further enthusiasm in the battlefield, and the reverse has happened. Nobody else is crying. I alone am crying. Even my Bhishma and Drona are standing there with an open consent for me to fight, but I could not understand it. So the trouble is with me and my mind. I have understood it. But I have a question. Is it proper for me to fight against my own grandfather, who had kept me on his lap and given me morsels of food to nourish my body? And between us, even now, there is no hatred. The moment I see him, I shall fall at his feet, and they will embrace me and kiss me on my forehead. Where there is fondness, respect, and adoration, can there be fight? But I understand that I have to fight. But how is my question? Empower me, enlighten me, invigorate me, give me the necessary insight and perception. I suffer from constriction. I have the weakness of the heart, imbecility. I understand. This is the way he asked. Finally, he puts forward a proposition. Nahi prabhashyami mamapanudyat yachogamuchoshanam indriyanam avapya bhūmāvasapatnamrdham rajyam suranamapi chādhipatyam. Krishna, you have heard my confession. In answer, mind you, you cannot say whatever you like. My whole body is scorched by the grief which has overtaken my mind. What did he say? The whole body is being scorched by the grief within the body. I don't know whether any one of you has experienced this. The body starts burning because of the grief. So unless you cool me, I cannot think of getting up from my seat and taking the bow and arrow. So don't tell me anything like, fight. If you win, you will get back the kingdom. If you lose and die, you will go to heaven. Don't tempt me with all these promises. If you have anything else to tell me, which I can maximum hear, I cannot do anything more. I can only hear your words. So tell me such words of wisdom, which will be able to penetrate into my mind, penetrate into my intelligence, as a result of which the grief will dissolve, the intelligence will dazzle, and the mind will bubble with enthusiasm and vigor. Otherwise, don't speak, stop. What do you say? This is India, Baba. This is India. This is how we handle our mind. We handle the grief. We handle doubt, delusion, fear, ignorance, and the like. Nothing is insoluble for us. Everything is soluble. Mind you, this is the Indian intelligence, the Indian spiritual, eternal wisdom. Bah! Bah! Before that, nothing can raise its head. Nahi prabhashyami mama apanudyat yachogamuchoshanam indriyanam avapya bhūmā vasapatnamrdham rajyam suranam abhichādhipatyam. Well, in the case of Arjuna, it was a Mahabharata war to be fought with bow, arrow, etc. So far as we are concerned, our very life is the battle we have. But both the battles are fought by the same human personality, the same mind and its emotions, the same intelligence and its knowledge. Understand it. So there is all commonality. We don't have to fight with weapons. In that fight, what did Arjuna confront? He confronted affliction, torment. He confronted doubt. He was confronted by the thoughts of propriety. So it is grief, doubt, delusion, ignorance, and fear. These were the resultants in Arjuna's mind. Don't you think for all of you who live and interact in this world, these are the problems every time? Is there anything more? You get aggrieved, you get doubtful, you are deluded, you are indecisive, you have no clarity, you have no insight, you have no vision, you have no evaluation, you have no perception. All are products of the mind and the intelligence. And Krishna resolved it. Don't you think what prevented Arjuna from taking a comprehensive attitude is the ego, the constrictedness he had. In terms of sarva, bhūta, hitē, ratāha, Arjuna's mind was not able to think for all. Was it his own relatives who were present there? Or the major part of the army consisted of people coming from different quarters? How did he take such a parochial point of view? My relatives, present on both sides. Therefore, what? What about the others? He had no consideration for the rest. Only a few relatives of Hastinapura he was occupied with. Should he have thought about them more or thought about the rest more? Boliye na. Everywhere, my dear souls, it is the mental and intellectual constrictions that put us into trouble. Let people live or die. Let people become prosperous or otherwise. We are born here. If there is anything for which anybody is not responsible in this world, it is his or her birth. We are not responsible for our birth at all. Our mother tells us that you are born to me. This is your father. We don't know. Similarly, we never experience our death. We only experience our life in between birth and death. And that life we have to live and live. For that, the insight. So, Krishna's talk commences in such a manner that he is instilling into the mind of Arjuna. Are you with me? Huh? This kind of an explanation I have never given in my life. First time I am giving. See, he discusses the subject in such a universal, comprehensive manner. He is not going to talk about anybody in particular. He says, Ashocyananvashocastvam prajnabadamscha bhashase gatasoon agatasoomscha nanushocanti panditaha. He brings third persons there. The people of enlightenment never worry about those from whom the pranas have gone and those whom the pranas remain. What is this? Enlightened people neither grieve over the death nor grieve over the living. What is this? Death is complementary to life, and life is complementary to death. What is there to be grieved at? If you want to live, you have to die. If you want to die, you have to live. Except mutuality and complementariness, what is there between life and death, you tell me? We die after a certain age. Every day, hour, minute and second, we are growing. It is that growth that finally becomes voice is feeble. So if you live, you have to die. 10,000 crores of people have died already in this world. 700 crores alone are living now. So you tell me the number of the dead is more or the number of living is more? So if you go to that number, why are you afraid? Suppose you don't die, how long can you live? See, I have one formula. What is that? Anybody dies only when the body, the biological body is not able to sustain life further. An important organ has become deficient, unable to function. So whether a child dies at the age of 4 or a man dies at the age of 80 or 90, it makes no difference. The body is unable to sustain the prana. If it is repairable, the body will live. If it cannot be repaired, what can be said? So when anybody dies, do we have to grieve? Huh? If you grieve, then you have to grieve over the life also. Ashocyananvashocastvam. See, he treats the problem at the very core. And he has taken away the issue from Arjuna's mind to all the people of all times. So he is treating the grief and the cause of grief, namely the death. He is not referring to anybody in particular. Ashocyananvashocastvam. You are grieving over those who should not be grieved at all. Prajna vadamscha bhashase. At the same time, Arjuna, how scholarly you spoke, how wisely you spoke, like a scholar, like a pandita, like an enlightened man. Did you not quote the scriptures before me? And did you not say, including me, we are going to commit a crime, sin, and we will have to be damned in the hell for a long time? Wherefrom did you speak? So you are speaking like an enlightened man, but behaving like a deluded, idiotic person. What is this contradiction? Are you not a heroic person? Are you not wise? Can you not speak in terms of wisdom? Gatasoon agatasoomscha nanushojanti panditaha. The enlightened people never grieve either over the dead or over the living. The dead body is one from whom life forces have departed, and the living body is one wherefrom the life forces have not departed but are readying to depart. I always say, you celebrate birthday. According to me, birthday was only once, and every repeated day is brought by the earth, and it is birth distancing day and death approaching day. You call it birthday. How foolish a man is. Why don't we boldly say, birthday can never repeat? We are only getting older by 365 and quarter days. Still we celebrate birthday. Why don't you think about the birthday? 1 year has passed. Have I behaved well? Were my ambitions fulfilled? Have I done anything wrong? Could I improve my personality and performance also? Why don't you do introspection, evaluation, and get more enriched and empowered to face next year? Instead of doing so, at least on birthday you feed a few. I am happy. Ashocyananvashocastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasoon agatasoomscha nanushojanti panditaha. See, he is putting that sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. That sarva, the all feeling, not the I feeling. Natvevaham jatunasam, natvam neme janadhipaha, najaiva na bhavishyamaha, sarve vayamatah param. This is the greatest shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Dear Arjuna, listen, here. There was no time when I was not. You think that I was born of Devaki and bred by Yashoda. Devaki gave birth to my body, the biological body, but I am not the body. The body itself cannot speak. The body is nothing but food and its outcome. It is bare matter. It cannot do anything in the way of experience or knowledge. The entire mass of the body, a material mass, is animated by the spirit, by the inner presence. I am that presence. There was no time when it was not. There is not going to be a time it will not be. This is not true of me alone. This is true of you, Arjuna, Bhishma, Drona, and all the others. Existence does not know to become non-existent. Existence will continue to exist. A presence will never become absent. If you say that you were born, it is understood that you were not there earlier. If something was not there earlier, can it be now? Why are you keeping quiet? Huh? If you were not, would you have come here? What is this? Are we so short-sighted? Are we blinded? Are we fools? What does it mean to learn, to know? There was no time when I was not, you were not, and the others were not. And there will not be a time when we shall cease to be. If we are, we were, and we shall ever be. Start jumping, my dear souls. This is wisdom. This is knowledge. Is there anybody in this world who can refute what I say? If something exists, it will continue to exist. If something does not exist, it will never come into expression at all. This is the way one thinks, the enlightened man thinks. I want you to be rising from your delusion. Get up, get away from your delusion, transcend it, and start speaking truth, wisdom, which will conduce to your welfare as well as the welfare of all else in the world. See, what is to be treated to become universal is that wrong notion about you. I am this limited body, limited body, limited body. Body is limited, but the presence that animates it is unlimited. Every bulb is illumined by the electricity. The illumination is restricted to that. But what about the power that flows and causes illumination? Tell me, what is its range, the power? So your body is limited, but the inner presence that animates it is all pervading. Ayamevahamityasmin sankoje vilayam gade samasta bhuvanavyavi vistara upajayade. Vasishtha tells 16-year-old Rama. Ayamevahamityasmin sankoje vilayam gade. You have a feeling, I am this body, this body. I am. It's an awareness. It's a consciousness. It's a knowledge that comes to you. How can knowledge be body? Chat. Ayamevahamityasmin sankoche vilayam gade. When this constriction gets dissolved, samasta bhuvanavyabi vistara upajayade. Then you suddenly beget an expansion which is universal in its measure, might, and magnitude. Are you with me? Huh? Why don't you jump and dance? What is this? This is knowledge reserved only for the human. So, sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. That is why Arjuna got over his delusion. And he said, not one Mahabharata war, a score of wars I shall fight, he said. After listening to Krishna, his mind became so universal, so universal. Never think of your birth and your death. Death is death. It is universal in its character. Our mind also is universal. Our intelligence also is universal. Only our body is individualistic. Body alone is individualistic. The mind and intelligence within them, the soul all the more. So you tell me, are you more universal or more individualistic? Be like that. We shall stop. We shall see tomorrow. संवेद्यवर्जितमनुत्तममेकमाद्यं संवित्पदं विकलनं कलयन् महात्मन् हृद्येव तिष्ठ कलनारहितक्रियां तु कुर्वन् अकर्तृपदमेत्य शमोदितश्रीः कुर्वन् अकर्तृपदमेत्य शमोदितश्रीः. Hari, 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 Om. Let us have one-time conclusional Omkara recitation as we did before. Get your pose for reciting it. Hari Om. Jai Guru.